Hello, great minds, and you are welcome back to Learn with SOS. My name is Steve Sebastian Owusu, KNU State School of Business, and today I'm honored to walk you through Logic and Critical Thinking, Lesson 2. Today, we are going to talk about one of the backbones of critical thinking, that is argument, and we will also look at some definitions and technical terms. You realize that every course or discipline comes with its own definitions, and I believe you understanding these terms will help you appreciate the course very much. Now, before we get started, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more wonderful contents like this. Now, my first question, what is an argument? I know a lot of things are going on in your mind. Argument. Argument is not the two guys fighting over Manchester and Chelsea football match. An argument is not the two girls fighting over anything you can think of. In critical thinking, an argument has a much more beautiful meaning than that. Let's see. Now, if you read literature, you will come across a lot of definitions of argument. Below is one of them. An argument is a group of statements in which the premises are intended to support the claim. So an argument is a family of what? Statements. And within that statement, some support the other. Isn't it wonderful? So from the definition, you can realize that an argument has two parts, the premise and the claim. The premise constitutes the reason for believing the truth of a claim. So in simple terms, an argument simply means you want someone to understand, to accept or believe something. And you give reasons why the person should understand and believe that thing. That's an argument. So you would realize that even before taking this course, back in senior high school, we were all involved one way or the other in some arguments. Trying to say something or trying to let someone understand or accept something and giving reasons to support that thing is an argument. Now let me give an example of an argument before we come to the two parts of an argument. For example, let's take a look at this argument. Wearing a white cloth on a sunny day is the best. That is a claim. It's a statement I'm making. Now, why am I saying that wearing a white cloth on a sunny day is the best? I'll give reasons to that. I believe that white cloth reflects heat from the sun. So it doesn't make you feel hot. So you see, I didn't just say you should wear a white cloth on a sunny day. I gave you a reason that white cloth would reflect heat. It's an argument. Now let's look at the two sides of an argument very well. So the moment you say something and you give reasons why you are saying that, you are making an argument. Now we said an argument has two parts, the premise known as the reason and the claim known as what? The conclusion. So I'll be using these two, interchangeably. Now let's take the premise. The premise or premises are the reasons supporting the conclusion. And the conclusion is what the speaker or writer wants you to believe or accept. So we can say that in an argument, the premises plays a supporting role to the conclusion. So you can never have an argument without a premise or premises. So I think it's high time parents don't just give rules. They should give reasons why they are giving those rules to their kids. I think that will help the kids really understand why they should observe a certain rule. Don't just say, don't go out or do this. Give reasons why we are saying that. So please, let's understand that an argument has two parts: the premise and the claim. The premise are the reasons that support the claim. So the claim or the conclusion depends on the premise. So now, mathematically, those who love mathematics, we can say that an argument is equal to or tantamount to premise or premises, because an argument can have more than one premise. Premise or premises plus conclusion. Or you can say that an argument is tantamount to reasons plus claim. Now, let's look at an example of an argument. When I left the hostel, there was food on the table. You are the only person with a key to my room. Now the food is gone. Oh. So you ate the food. Yes, you, the one looking at me, you ate the food. Now, the last part, so you ate the food, is the claim. It's the statement you want the one you are talking to accept. For example, you are speaking to your friend, Steve, so you ate the food. Now, what are the reasons why you are saying Steve ate the food? One, when you were leaving the hostel, there was food on your table. And he is the only one who has a key to your room. Now, when you came, the food is gone. So now, you ate the food. So all those reasons you are giving to show that the person ate the food are what we call the premises. So it is a wonderful argument. The moment you give this reason to anyone, it's hard not to believe that the person ate the food, because one, the food was there. Secondly, he's the only one who has the key. And when he came, the food is gone. So now, who ate the food? So that is an argument. And you can think of your own example. Let's look at another example of an argument. You should marry a logistics student. You should marry a logistics student. I know you not agree with me, but I'm going to give you reasons. Yeah, I'm going to give you reasons, because you are doing what? Critical thinking. Now, you should marry a logistics student is my claim. That is what I want you to accept or do or believe. And please do it. It will help you. Now, what are the reasons why I'm saying you should marry a logistics student? One, people who do logistics earn more than those who do not. They also report much levels of satisfaction in life. So, I'm giving you two reasons or premises why you should believe in my claim or conclusion. That is an argument. So you see, an argument is something wonderful. It is used in critical thinking. The moment you say something, give reasons to support your claim or what you are saying. Try to give me an argument on your own in the comment section. Now, let's take a look at claim. Claim is part of an argument. Yes. Let's delve much into what a claim is. A claim is a declarative sentence. To declare means to announce something. Just saying something. You are making a claim. And we all make claims day in and day out. These claims are sometimes called statements or propositions. So in critical thinking, we use claims, statements, and propositions in argument. Let's look at some examples of claims. I am beautiful than you. It's a claim. You are just declaring how beautiful you are. KSB will win the quiz. It's a claim. It is raining. It's a claim. You are just announcing something. Can you think of any claim? Good. Now, let's look at features of claims or features of a claim. Now, a claim, you have to be very careful at this point. A claim can be true or false. That's why you have to support with reason. You can't just say something then you just go your way. No. So a claim can be verified whether true or false. And claims are declarative. So a command, hey, keep quiet, and what is your name? They are not a claim. So questions and commands are not claims. Claims just declare or announce something. And they are not ambiguous. The moment you say something and the meaning is not clear, and there is a lot of subjectivity, it doesn't qualify to be a claim. So please, a claim can be true or false. They are declarative. And lastly, they are not ambiguous. Now, let's do a short exercise on claims. Let's see if the following statements are claims or not. And please, because you are doing critical thinking, the answer you give, you should be able to give a reason or reasons why you think it's a claim or not. Here you can pause and think of your own, answer. Let's take the first statement. All dogs have 4 legs. Is it a claim or not a claim? It is a claim because it can be verified. And it's true. All dogs have 4 legs. All things being equal, it's a claim. The second statement. Kwame Nkrumah was the first president of Ghana. Yes, it's a claim which can be verified, and it's true. Kwame Nkrumah was the first president of Ghana. The third one, don't go to Tech Junction at night. It's not a claim, it's a command. If you remember, a command doesn't qualify to be a claim. The next statement, Lawrence is very tall. Lawrence is very tall. How tall is very tall? My tall is different from your tall. So if you remember, a claim shouldn't be ambiguous. So Lawrence is very tall is not a claim. Yes. The last but one statement, there is life on other planets. It's a claim which can be verified to be true or false. And the last sentence, why are KSB girls so beautiful? This is not a claim because questions doesn't qualify to be a claim. So at this juncture, you should be able to identify a statement whether it's a claim or not. Don't forget, claims can be verified to be true or false. They shouldn't be ambiguous, and commands and questions are not part of claims. Now, let's look at types of claims. Now, there are 2 types of claims. We have the subjective claims and objective claims. With subjective claims, they are about thoughts, feelings, or internal state of mind. So when you make a claim and the claim is based on your own feelings, your own thinking, you are making a subjective claim. That means it's subject to you. So whether the claim is true or false is based on what you believe or think. For example, critical thinking is my favorite course. It's subjective because that is your favorite course. It might not be someone's favorite course. Someone might hear the name critical thinking and the person will get fever. So it's subjective. Second example, Loretta loves Sebastian. It's subjective. Maybe you think she loves him. It might not be so. So these are subjective claims, and you realize that sometimes we do make claims that are based on our thinking. Let's go to the opposite, an objective claim. Objective claims are thoughts and things that are not dependent on state of mind. For objective claim, they are facts. They don't depend on what we think to make them right or how we feel. For example, Vida is 6 feet tall. If Vida is 6 feet tall, whether you like it or not, whether you believe it or not, whether you accept it or not, it won't change how tall Vida is. She is 6 feet tall. It's objective. The second one, Earth is the second planet from the sun. It is objective. However, it's a false objective claim because Earth is third from the sun. So a claim can be objective at the same time or false, because claims can either be true or false. So at this juncture, you should be able to know which claims are subjective and which claims are what? Objective. If you say someone is beautiful, if you say this guy is handsome, is it subjective or objective? Good, it's subjective, because beauty lies in the eyes of. Very good. Now let's move on to some key terms that you want to avoid in critical thinking. You realize that in our first lesson we said critical thinking are based on some standards, and one of them is clarity, precision, accuracy. So you want to do away with ambiguity and what? Vagueness. Let's begin with vagueness. In making an argument, when you define a word and that word has no specific meaning for the intended audience, then it's vague. For example, the sort of thing I don't like about her. What sort of thing don't you really like about her? It has no meaning. It's too vague. It's too wide. You can keep thinking and thinking and thinking, and you already know what sort of thing you really dislike about that person you're talking about. It's a very bad habit as a critical thinker. Then we also look at ambiguity. Ambiguity is whereby a word or a statement has more than one meaning or is open to more than one interpretation. For example, watch repairs here. Watch repairs here. Someone would take like, we repair here, so come and watch what we are repairing, whether it's TV or a fridge. If you want to watch how things are repaired, come here and watch them. Or a place we repair watches. So you see, this simple statement has more than one meaning. That is ambiguous. So in critical thinking, we try to avoid being ambiguous. And there are a lot of ambiguity. We have semantic ambiguity, that is whereby a word has a lot of meaning. We have syntactic, that's the sentence opening to more than one interpretation. We have the grammatical, when the structure of the sentence is open to more than one interpretation. Then we go to inference. Critical thinking is all about inference or inferences. Now, an inference is the move from a premise to a conclusion. I take it again. An inference is the move from a premise to a conclusion. The moment you're able to look at the premise of an argument and determine its conclusion, you are making an inference. You are inferring. Now, let's do one or two inferences to see how it is done. We normally do it all the time. The first one. All KSB girls are beautiful. AC is in KSB. Therefore, AC is beautiful. Now, let's look at the conclusion in the first argument. AC is beautiful. How were we able to determine that AC is beautiful? Because of the first two premises. Now, we say that all the girls in KSB are beautiful. All of them all are beautiful. And AC is in KSB. So what can we therefore conclude? AC is what? Beautiful. We are making an inference from the premise. So we always move from the premise. That's why an argument should always have a premise, because the premise will give support to the conclusion. Now let's look at example 2. All the lecturers in School of Business are handsome. Enya is a lecturer in School of Business. Now what conclusion can you draw from here? All the lecturers in the School of Business, they are handsome. And if Enya is a lecturer in the School of Business, good. Therefore, Enya is handsome. You are making an inference. You are drawing a conclusion based on the premise. So the ability to make inferences is one of the hallmarks of being a critical thinker. Now, we have established that an argument has two parts, the premise and the claim or the conclusion. And you should be able to identify a premise from a claim. Premise are the reasons, and the claim is what you want people to believe or accept. However, it's not always easy to identify a premise from a claim. However, there are some words, we call them indicator words, that helps to identify this is a premise, this is a claim. So if you look at premise, we have these indicator words: because, since, for. The reason being in view of the fact that, for the reason, etc. All these are words that indicate a premise. And we have the conclusion indicator words or the claim indicator words. We have therefore, thus, it follows that. As a result, we can conclude that ergo means that therefore. So with the conclusion words, their names suggest that you are going to make a conclusion. So there are lots of words like that. Try to read more on them and know which word signals a premise and which word signals a conclusion. Now, that is where we end our lesson on arguments and some definition. I believe by now you know what an argument is. Argument is simply a group of sentences whereby the premise supports the conclusion. So I'll give you an assignment. Try to give me 5 arguments in the comment section below and I will reply you. Great minds, it's been wonderful having you. That is where you end our lesson. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos. In our next video, there will be an MCQ on arguments and some definition to test how well you've understood. Alright, until then, see you when I see you. Bye bye.